Hello, good evening.
Hi, Jumo. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Good evening.
My volume is it loud and clear? You hear me
Yes,
clearly?
yes, I can. I'm hearing you clearly. Uh,
Nice to kind of. This is the new normal. So this
I've
is me actually meeting person.
been-
How's my shit?
It looks like it's actually nice having you. Thanks for coming on today's webinar, and I hope our audience are going to pick.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome. So we have people just coming in. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just put this. Can we just let me just introduce you, and while we wait for others to join the meeting,
Okay.
probably in 5 minutes time,
Yeah.
just
Doesn't allow for Nigerian
yes,
fact.
have you?
I see some people I know. I see Ramat. I see Richard.
Oh,
Hi guys.
that's awesome. So, hello everyone. If you are hearing me, my name is Ibrahim Juma, the founder of Grantmaster Africa. And basically on the Grantmaster Africa, what we do is that we realize that a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners have difficulties in accessing grants in terms of positioning their business for grants. And actually, most people see grant writing as a very tedious process. While I agree it's very tedious sometimes, but there are some that it just needs some basic what will I say, some basic inputs and how you position yourself and your business. So basically, if when we talk about grant writing, a lot of persons actually a bit confuse it with is it the same thing as a business plan or so? So grant writing is a bit more tedious. So today, without wasting much time, we know there are a number of grant opportunities coming out for entrepreneurs. You have, I think, the Tony Elumelu grant ended last. I think it was postponed to 2021 because of the COVID-19. I understand. I have a couple of persons who I basically am mentoring to apply for that, and they are expecting to be onboarded in 2021. So there are lots of grants. There are lots of grant opportunities out there, and you just have to position yourself and take advantage of them. So while there are numerous of persons applying for these grants, it's just normal. And because of the situation, even COVID-19 has disrupted a lot of things. So how do you position yourself, position your business? How do you pitch yourself? You might have the best business in the world, but if you cannot communicate in a way that people will actually see the value you offer, your business will not sell, and nobody will be interested in putting money in your business. So today I'm having Tinuade Olarewaju, who is going to be taking us through the process of she's going to be sharing with us her experience and how she scaled through. It's not easy being among the top three in a pool of applications, more than 30,000 applications. So it's not something that is a joke. She actually did awesome, and she will be sharing with us today how she did that and how we can also do that to take advantage of this opportunity. So Tinu, I'll just leave the show to you to continue and probably introduce yourself better and what you do, and then just leave it to you to continue with our audience. Okay, yeah.
Hi, guys. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me, Chimo,
Yeah, welcome.
and awesome work you're doing at Grandmasters, connecting people to opportunities and resources. There's so much information out there. Sometimes you need a helping hand to help
Yeah.
you sift through all the noise. So, great work you're doing at Grandmasters. Hi, everyone. I can see a few familiar names. I see Faith, I see Promise, I see Richard. Grandmat is there. Hi, Abibat, Mabasi, Damilola. Hey, Damilola. Hi, how are you? Wafia, Yinka Oshifeso, and Daniel Adara. Thanks for joining. Over the next couple of minutes, I'll just spend a few minutes running through the application process of my experience with the Access Bank IFC Pitch-a-ton / Womenpreneur. So many things, so many adjectives used to describe it. But hopefully at the end of this, I'd have been able to shed more light on how, like what I think, or the inside tips and tricks that helped me in succeeding in the process. So first of all, it's a fun targeted at women. So for the men that are here, thank you for being here. Maybe you are supporting women. Women are supporting women nowadays. It's a fund targeted at women across several countries in Africa. In our own case, we're the first cohort. So most, in fact, all of us, as far as I am aware, came in from Nigeria. I'm not aware that anyone actually came in from abroad, although the facilitators were Ghanaians and they were very fantastic. I heard about it because one of my colleagues, or I'll say Joy, she's a physiotherapist, so she works with me, told me about it. So, but before I go into the details, let me do a proper introduction of myself. My name is Tinuade Olarewaju. I'm a doctor specializing in physiotherapy, that's rehab. At Physiocrafts, we help people who have pain or difficulty with movement. We help them live an optimal life. So it's a one-stop rehab center where we have physio, speech therapists, occupational therapists, and we support individuals and families to be independent and move functionally. So we're in the healthcare industry, primarily a service-based business. So I have a few points that I've noted down and I'll just walk through it. I think my part of conversation should be about 15 minutes. I'll try and leave enough time for questions because I think when people are able to ask questions, you can get a wider breadth in terms of the scope of the conversation. So first of all, and then the application process, for you to get selected, I was told that there were 36,000 people in the first set of applications that went through. So from 36, they got it down to 500. So sometimes it's a matter of numbers. What they did was the documents that they ask you to fill, they go through it and they sift it. So first of all, if you have grammatical errors in your documents, if you're using is for was, or your sentences are not flowing, or it's difficult to understand what you're saying, because the pressure is so much on them, and they're trying to keep it as quick and as sweet as possible. So you have to make sure that your application minimize grammatical blunders, make it easy for the person to read. So when you're writing about your business, don't write it for yourself. Think about the person who is reading it and fill in the answers with that person in mind. Someone that is under pressure and wants to get to the root, to the point of what you're saying very quickly. So try not to write long sentences or storied sentences. You want to keep it as short and as sweet as possible. So instead of you saying, oh, my business is very profitable, and da 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 da. Just write like, oh, we are debt free. You know, that catches the eye of the person who is screening it. There's no need for you to go on and on with stories. When you finish filling your application, give it to a third party to go through it, to make sure that the grammar is correct and that you're not, what we say, faffing around on the document. Then the question also of why do you want to apply for the grant? What do you need the grant for? You cannot just say, oh, because I want money. Everybody wants money. Even me, as I am like this, I want money. Jimo, don't you want money?
I want money.
Nigeria wants money. America wants money. Everybody wants money. So to say that you want money is not enough reason. You have to. So it's not necessarily that you want money, but what you want to use the money for. So in my own case, I put it there that was the next level of expansion. And I was very clear about what I wanted to expand into. So prior to that time, we had been operating out of a gym in Lagos. That's Physiocraft, was operating out of a gym in Lagos. And my husband had gotten transferred to Abuja. So in Abuja, I didn't have a physical standalone location. I was still affiliated with people. So my next plan was, I needed money to set up to set up the space, the location, and the infrastructure inside it. I was very specific with what I wanted the money for and how that would impact my business. Then another thing is you have to practice. When it comes to that pitch, they're going to ask, for those who haven't submitted yet, for a 1 minute video. I think it was 1 minute or 1 minute 30 seconds in our time. Oh my God. Hey God, before I got that thing. And they say pitch yourself in 1 minute. Hey, like I did like 50 retakes of that. So you have to sit down and write the striking thing about your business plan or your business idea and what it is that you're doing specifically. Write it down so that when and have the person who's holding the camera hold in front of you. So you just say the main points, bang, bang, bang. Then aside from even the brevity of the video, I can't remember how many minutes it was actually, maybe 2. It was also the size. So a lot of people, excuse me, got caught off at that point, that criteria of size. So, you know, when you do a video, sometimes it's like 200 and something or 500 MB. And they have specified the size you should upload on the website. So you have to find the app that will help you compress your video. If not, you think your video has been submitted, but it won't be submitted, it won't load on the website. And then you get a notice late that it wasn't uploaded on the website. So yes, there's the competence of your idea. Then there's the thoroughness of your presentation. And then there's also the element of understanding how basic things will give you favor to be able to even scale through the application. When you're pitching your video, say what's unique about your business. So in my own case, I had props. I Physiocrafts, we had our t-shirt and the name was showing very broadly at the chest. I wish I didn't want it today. So Physiocraft was showing and I was wearing our shirts. Our yellow and black shirts, yes. And then I had props like crutches and I had like our gym balls in the background to make it more interesting. And I held a few items in my hand. Even though it was a service business, I tried to find something that they could relate with in terms of my business idea. So if you're a fashionista, you can have like a figurine in the background or a pair of scissors and fabric. Or if you're a digital person, you can print a big size paper and just put types of logos you've done before in the background, just so that you differentiate yourself and you stand out, because a lot of people be putting out their videos while they're trying to apply for the process. So you want to increase your chance to get selected into the program to start with. So think about props that you can use. If you're an electrical person, put your wires and your clipper and your screwdriver in the background, or use it in your hand. Are you guys still there? Because Jimo has gone off. You know, so your props are very important. Now, what you have to say was unique about your business idea. There are some industries that are more competitive than others. So, for example, with the rise of a lot of people, COVID-19 has increased the number of people offering digital marketing and social media management services, because now people are just looking for alternative source of income. So now that's on the rise. If you're in the fashion industry, you know that's also a competitive industry. If you're in the food industry, you know that that's also competitive. So you have to say what's very, very unique about your business, either whether it's an idea or it's an existing one. In my own case, right from the outset, I said, oh, Physiocraft has been running for, as at that time, maybe 6 or 7 years. And I said to them, I've never owed salaries. I've never paid my salary late, and I'm debt free. So, you know, that's very catchy that I'm in the healthcare industry. So saying that right out from the pitch and the, you know, in the video, and writing it down also. Like I kept on repeating it because that was so unique. How many businesses could boast that they were debt free and had never paid salaries late? So you have to find what's unique. So me, my own uniqueness wasn't necessarily in the service I was offering, the business I was offering, but in my business model or my success story as a business. So maybe if I thought about it a bit more deeply, I could have said something even more special about the physiotherapy service I was offering. But I didn't dwell on that. I dwelt on my business model and what was very unique about it. So that made me stand out. So I kept on writing it in the text, and I also kept on saying it. Then just let me go through my bullet points. The experience of the training test tips for you when it came to pitching on the last day. And it's only people who stay to the end that will be able to get the three big things that they're looking for when it comes to pitching your idea and to get the money. You know, so in terms of the experience itself, the way they did it, the facilitators, we call her the monarch. You should look for her, Mrs. Jackson. She's Ghanaian. And her daughter, oh my God, like I've been in so many trainings, but they were just the bomb. They were out of this world. Their style of delivery was awesome. Like they would use stories and everything to make their points. It was very interactive. So, but the facilitators were not the judges. They did not decide who was going to win the money. They were not part of the decision-making process. The judges were independent. I had never seen them before the day of the pitch, where you had to pitch your business idea. So, but the thoroughness of the training was, it all came together in the pitch. So you are told how to craft your story, how to position yourself in the marketplace, how to scale, you know, how to use marketing, financing. You know, they had experts, apart from the main facilitators, they had invited people who came to talk to us about financing and the importance of what to look to know whether your business is actually healthy or not, and whether you're doing good. It's like, are you counting money or are you making money? They're two different things. And the biggest thing, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much assets you have, the truth is that cash is king. If you haven't got cash, you haven't got anything, man. So that was like, that was one of the biggest things. Money can be entering your account and going out. You know, you can be counting. Are you counting money? Are you making money? And how much cash have you got in your account? So the experience in itself, the training itself, I had people coming from everywhere. I had people from Kano. It was in Lagos. we had the Access Bank facility in Lekki. So we had people who took hotel rooms to be part of the event. Like they stayed in hotels. I had to travel from Abuja to go down to Lagos. I went with my baby. God bless my sister that took in my baby for the week that I was coming, 2-week period that we were commuting. And it's the whole day. They are very serious about attendance. So if you're not going to attend, please don't block someone else's spot. You know, you take in your attendance every morning, you write in your name and your checkout time. So you can't just come in the morning and then leave halfway. We had somebody do that and they politely asked her to leave because, you know, they felt like she had extenuating circumstances, but at the end of the day, you know, she didn't even qualify to pitch. So they take attendance very seriously. In terms of when you're presenting, it's like a whole setup. And then they had camera guys come in and interview people intermittently, you know, talk about your ideas and what you do. And we had different businesses from footwear to baby lounge was there. Different people to digital strategy marketing, to food, to healthy meals, to ukwa, like different quality women. Like people are doing great things in the business space in Nigeria. You know, so I think I'll keep quiet at this time. And if people have any questions, I think I've spent about 15-20 minutes. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that anyone has.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Tinu. I love the way you walked us through the process and how you were able to do it during your time. But could you just, maybe in just 5 minutes, in just 5 minutes to 10 minutes, explain, you know, the processes before one reaches the pitching stage? You still have to pass through the screening process, which is how to write even your business. Tell us about yourself. How do I, as a womanpreneur, write my about myself in the about section? I know there are like 3 or 4 sections. They write about yourself, tell us about your business, and probably pitch to us. They wrote it there, I think, in not more than 500 words. Pitch to us about your business, pitch your business to us. So what tips would you give our audience here on how to approach that? Because I know that is very essential before you even get to the pitching stage.
So,
all right.
So I'll take you one by one. In the about yourself segment, you want to establish credibility about what makes you competent to be in the space that you're in. So in my own case, because it's a professional service, I spoke about the fact that I had my undergrad and my postgrad training, and I'd gone into specialization courses over the course of my career to be a physiotherapist. So even if it's something that is a hobby, which you have now decided to do, and there's no school training, but you need to establish credibility that you've done either internship or you've taken online courses or you've done some studying that gives you credibility to be able to provide that service. That's in the about yourself segment. Can you remind me about the other two? I don't want to waff around on the computer with the questions.
Okay, about your business.
So yes, like I said, when I was crafting my own story, I focused on the uniqueness of my business. In my own case, I went straight to the point. Right from the very first line is, I've never owed salaries, I've never paid salaries late, and I'm debt free while running this business in the last X amount of years. So you also want to find out about your own business and what's unique about it. If it's a complicated thing, you just want to make it as simple as possible. You don't want to use too much grammar or too much big words or too much story. Remember that they are going through thousands of applications, so you just want to stand out as quickly as possible.
Just a second, please. Let me mute everyone so that uh, more. I think I have to mute. Okay. Okay, you can proceed.
Yes. So also, like I also able to speak about the number of staff I had, and then like also direct and indirect staff. So for example, if yes, we had maybe 3 people that were on salaries and 2 people that were on contracts. So you write it down, and then you can also say, oh, because your suppliers, they give you stock. So maybe they are not your direct staff, but you also have impacts on them because your business gets supplies from them. So you also want to talk about not just even your own direct business, but the impact your business is also having in the local ecosystem of business in Nigeria, and the position in terms of about your business. So like your staff strength, your location, how you operate. Do you operate? Do you have a store front, or are you virtual? How do you use technology? What's the scale of your business? Whether either, and scale can be either financial scale, like, oh, I turned over 50 million naira last year, or scale can be staff strength. We are 15 or 100 people. So scale differs. You have to think about scale also.
Okay, then
What's the other?
the pitching. So I think that is the last of the application section there, where they ask you to pitch yourself, like pitch your business in less than 500 words.
Okay, so like I said when I was talking before, I kept on saying very unique things, and I still came back again to the fact that I focused about on the uniqueness of my business model, not necessarily of the physiotherapy service in itself. Because people find it hard to relate to physiotherapy. They don't really understand what physiotherapy is. So I was talking more from the perspective of the fact that I was also able to leave my business. Despite it being a service industry, there was a time I lived outside the country and the business still ran independent of me. So also that shows a bit of growth. And then in that part of about the business, it's good for you to kind of hint at why you want to be in the program, that I need to learn about maybe scaling my service or staff management or marketing in a teaser in a teasing form. Don't make it the dominant part of your about business. Your about business should focus on the impact your business has had on people, and you know how it fact in terms of turnover also can also matter.
Okay. Now I've seen we have a lot of questions here coming in. I will just run through 1, 2, 3. If you have a question and would like to speak, just signify by using the hands up in the reactions button or your participants tab under your menu there. So if you have a question you want to ask and you would prefer to speak, just signify by raising up your hand. Let me give an example here. Let me show an example. Okay, while I do that, some of the questions here okay, you made mention of having money in your account. Is there a particular amount required as a criteria for qualifying? So should I go through all, or I should just bring it one after the other?
Let me take it one by one so we don't miss anyone.
Okay.
No, you don't have to have money in your account. And I didn't really have money in my account when I was pitching. I just spoke about my business model. So you don't have to have any money in your account to qualify. Money in your account has no qualification. In fact, some people were selected based on their business idea. They didn't even have businesses that were, no, let me qualify that. They had businesses that they had started, but maybe they hadn't fully implemented it. So they were like already registering and things, but they hadn't actively kicked off. So you don't have to have any money in your account. No.
Okay. So someone here says, okay, what's the total number of awardee yearly? I understand last year it was only Nigeria, but now you have even 6 other countries, Zambia, uh, Sierra Leone, and other African countries. So I know this year is even going to be a bit, the numbers, I don't know if it's going to be much more than the last year's edition. So you want to say something about that?
Well, in our time, there were 3 awardees. Awardees, you mean recipients? Is that what they mean by, that what you mean by awardees? Do you mean
Yes.
recipient?
Yes.
So there were 3 recipients. The first prize was 5 million. The second prize was 3 million. Third prize was 1 million. That was last year. This year, I'm not sure they released information about the prizes to be won. But and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't even so much as even the money itself. The money is great, but the community. So, for example, we still have our own WhatsApp group, and even what you're taught and the stories and the experiences that are shared in that training is like an MBA. It's like MBA on steroids because of the intensity and the timing. So yes, the money is important, but for even those who will not get the money, the information you will get is crazy. Like I still went to go and dig my box and I brought out the booklets like 3 weeks ago. I brought out the booklets 3 weeks ago because I had to go through. I'm like, they mentioned something like this in class. Let me go and reference it again. So I don't know how much they're going to award this year, to be honest.
Okay. Who else has a question to ask Tinu? If you have a question, you can just unmute yourself and proceed with your question. Anyone with a question? Okay. If you have a question, you can unmute yourself and proceed with your question.
There's still someone asked that, is that just a winner or is there a winner for each category or business type?
Okay.
No, there's no, the winners are not by categories or business type. It wasn't by category, it was just top three winners, top 3 stories or top 3 pitches that were there. And yeah, there wasn't any category to the business.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tinu. From my own experience also, applying, guiding people through the Tony Elumelu application, you see, aside the money, the experience that it affords you, accords you with the community is something you should not even joke with. Even without the money, if you have a network of people to work with, and people will share ideas with you, share resources with you, you might be working on an idea and you get stuck, and maybe someone in Ghana or someone even in your community who you don't know about, but from that application you get to know one another, get to know each other, then you start discussing, and it's your solution comes to what you've been having challenging with. So you have, even with the Tony Elumelu Foundation, you have I think that one is 12 weeks like a mini-MBA, where you'll be taken through how to position your business, set your business, do a kind of business model Canva or lean Canva, how you want to position, how you want to do branding, and how you want to do your finances. So there's a lot of training session and training opportunity and resources also. Some of the resources I got and I've been able to work with are some of the resources from even this, some of this community that I'm part of, and it's something you don't want to even miss out on at all. So I think there is someone who has a question here. Do you mean everyone that applied will go through the MBA training?
No, it's not everyone that applies that goes to the MBA training. It's the final, final, final,
I think it's 500.
final 50.
Okay, 50. Okay.
Final yes, final 50. Batch A and batch B. So, for example, batch A would do first week in August, and then each batch had two let's say streams or two classes. Not that's not the word. Two sections. So batch A would do week 1, batch B would do week 2, and then batch A comes back again to do week 4, and then batch B comes back to do week 5. So it wasn't like you did it at a full stretch. There was break in between for the other batch to do theirs in the middle.
Okay, and someone is saying, okay, is there a non-allotted percentage or score given to each qualifying stages that may eventually amount to the overall score for choosing the final winners? So how do you have an idea of how the selection?
What I understand that happened wasn't a cumulative thing. It was independent. Like I said, the judges were independent people. They had been sequestered from us. We didn't have any contact with them at all. And they didn't have any contact with us because they didn't want to be biased. You know how in class, some people are more vocal, some people are more quiet, some people are more engaging, some people are more experienced. So they brought in judges that didn't have any interaction with us, hadn't gone through our application. So the first time they were meeting each participant was on the day of the pitch. And let me just release the 3 hottest tips of what they're actually looking for the final pitch day. The first thing is impact, local. What's your local impact of your business? How does it affect the people? So some people came in with the fact that, they were women focused, or they were disability focused or underserved population. So what's the impact in the local community? The second thing was scalability. Can you show that your business will grow, and to what scale, and how will it grow? Then the fourth thing was technology, use of technology. How are you using technology in your business idea? No matter how small, those things were important. Those 3 things were important to tick off. And then you also have to answer the specific question of what are you going to use this money for, and show it like, if I win 5 million, I'm going to use 1 million for rent, 200,000 for staff salary, 400,000 for software implementation, 600,000 for marketing. So those 4 key things were very important on the final pitch day. So it wasn't a cumulative thing. No, it wasn't, as far as I understand.
Okay, are there any other question? Are there any other question? If you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask your question directly, or you can just type it on the chat section here.
Hi, this is Damlola. Hello, Tino. Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you doing, Damlola?
Yeah. Good evening.
I wanted to confirm. Can you expatiate on the local impact? Are you saying like the impact of your business, or like impact of your business, like on staff? The local impact, and then the technology you're talking about. So when you say local impact, yeah.
Local impact was, in my own case, I was talking about skill as a physiotherapy, as a rehab-based business. The fact that when people trainings, so people will get like aids, or they don't know how to lift people. Like when someone is on a wheelchair, their carers or their maids and their aides don't know how to take care of them. So they learn on the job, and they're not nurses. So we're going to do trainings for this kind of people. And I shared an experience that I took a patient on a wheelchair to go and do a scan, and they almost made my patient fall off the bed. So I was going to do training for security guards and maybe ad hoc staff. And that was my own in terms of local impact. And also the fact that some of the equipment I use for my rehab, they are locally made and not being imported. So there are instances where I've had to work with a fabricator, and I'll tell him this is what I want in terms of the rehab equipment I am working on. So I need you to design it this way. So I was also talking about knowledge transfer. And I said from the perspective of, I've worked in the UK before and I've seen this equipment, but we can't afford it in Nigeria. So I'm going to tell people locally how to manufacture this equipment. So it depends on you as an individual. How does your business impact the local community, and either directly or indirectly? And then in terms of technology, for me, it was like, tele-rehab is not a thing yet in rehabilitation service. So I'm going to use software to be able to use technology to reach people who can normally not come to my clinic to access the service. So for example, and you have to craft it according to you. So if you're maybe fashion designer, you're going to say something like, traditionally people come to fashion school to come and learn how to cut and sew, but I'm going to be using virtual channels and platforms like YouTube and Zoom to be able to train people to cut patterns, So you just have to look for how technology can be incorporated into your business idea. You can use it from a management perspective also, like, in terms of the technology that we're going to use technology to make our business run faster and more efficiently. So it depends on you have to look at your unique business idea and craft it accordingly.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Is someone trying to ask a question? Tinu, we're not hearing you. Unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you were saying something or?
No, I'm done.
Okay, so I'll just, while we await more questions, I'll just go through, share my screen and show us how some of the sections how the whole process is like for us to get it. So this is my screen, and you have from the Womenpreneur website. This is their website, womenpreneur.ng. That is their website, and you have more details there. If you go down, you have all this, the criteria and the countries actually participating in this. Nigeria, you have Ghana, you have Congo, Zambia, Sierra Leone, Rwanda, and Gambia. So what are the processes to getting rewarded or to getting qualified to the next stage? Okay, so you sign up, which is very easy. I'll be showing it below. So you pitch your business, and pitching your business has to do with writing. Tino has been able to explain to us that much of what you have to be very intentional about what you write and how you write for people to read. It's not about big grammars. It's about knowing what they want, what you do, what is the solution you're offering, what problem are you solving, or is your business solving, and how are you solving it, and how can you even do more if you are awarded this grant. So those are some of the things they want to see in your business, pitching of your business. And one thing before I proceed is that a lot of people or a lot of persons just, you start business, you just start running it without any laid plan. It's not professional. And I would say most of the challenges people face while applying for grant is because they don't even have a business plan. So if you have your business plan, you will have taken your time, whether someone writes for you, it will have been well thought out, and every word will have been crafted. Even if someone is writing for you, you go through it. If you are not comfortable with what is written there, you'll be able to say, okay, this is this. And the aspect of technology, sustainability, and impact, some of these aspects are actually covered in the business plan. So what some persons do is when some of these grants are out, they just go to their business plan, look at what they've already written, and then develop it for that to align with what the mission of the grantors or what they're actually targeting. So it saves you a lot of stress that you put in trying to write another from the scratch. So I would advise you, if you don't have a business plan already, you should try as much as possible to get one, or to write one yourself, or get someone write it for you. It actually shows that you are serious, and you can actually show this to investors or grantors or people who are interested in your business. Whether it's a friend or a family member who wants, okay, what are you doing? How can I help you? It's better when you can present a document that shows you know what you're doing than just, I do this. Your memory can fail you sometimes. Most time our memory fails us. And that is why some of us we journal and write all this. So your business plan actually will help in this regard. So get selected. If you pitch your business, then get rewarded. So those are just the 4 basic steps. So here, how do you sign up? You come here, fill in your name, quite easy, phone number, email, the country, you select your country, and then you choose a password. You can see the countries, they just select your country, then you submit. So then you submit. So how does this look like inside? So let's see. Okay. Application, register, log out, my profile, dashboard. Let me see. I think I have something being done here. Okay, let me just go through this and say. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So let's say this is Halima, or your name would be here, your dashboard. So you can see your dashboard here, your application, then you apply. So you can see if you've not verified your email, it will tell you to go and verify your email after you finish that stage. And then you can actually, you can save, you can write and save and come back to it to develop it further before you submit. So instead of just submitting, you want to show someone else to help you review it before you submit. So what they will ask you is basically your name, your phone number, whether you are a male or a female. So if you mistakenly put male here, maybe this is where they will even screen you out, because the grant is for females, it's for women. So don't go and make a mistake of putting male. I don't know what is at the back end of this program, of this application. Maybe from the programming, it has been said if someone picks male, just screen the person out. So you have to be very careful about what you're even selecting. So if you're selecting, if you're a female and you know this money is for females, and you are a woman or you're a female, you don't go and choose male. That is why you have to take your time to ensure that you click the appropriate section, the appropriate things in the application. So you put your phone number, They ask you for your highest qualification. You have here PhD, master's, postgraduates, SSCE, bachelor's degree, or others. So if it is others, you specify what country are you from. You tell us about yourself. Yeah, I've seen someone last year. Someone actually approaches me and she sends me her application, and I was looking at. I say, but you had this degree. You had an MBA, you passed through this training, you've done this, and I say, will I be talking about all those? You have to promote yourself, sell yourself. Yes, sell yourself. It gives you you are competing against thousands of people. So you have to tell them about yourself. If you have any qualification that, let's say for an example, Tino rightly said now that she's a doctor, she's a physiotherapist, and if she omits that section away from this side, that she doesn't talk about herself, about how she got her degree and what other studies she's doing in that field, it would not it would weigh our application down, because you have to show that in this niche that you have been doing something in it, and you actually have prospects, and you are working towards becoming better and solving more uh, community problems or the societal problems. So they ask if your business is if your business is registered, yes or no. Now registration of business is very easy. You can do that online with just, I think, 10,000 naira. So by logging onto I think CAC website, you'll see you can register your business, select, and then when the thing is out, I think now they even mail it to you because of the COVID. So it's just accessible. If your business is not registered yet, you can just pick no. It's still so business name, country, states, what industry are you? Are you in the agriculture, the beauty, education, fashion, food, health, hospitality, manufacturing, technology, others? So if yours is not listed here, you just, let's say I pick others. They'll ask me to specify here, so I have to write it here myself. So when did you start your business? So are you just starting? Is it less than 1 year? Is it 1 to 3 years? Or you've been in this business for 3 years and above? So you have to pick one here. So do you own and manage the business? So is the business yours? Are you the founder or you're the CEO? You started the business. So yes. So what happens when you are more than one person that owns the business? So you are still to pick yes here, because even in Tony Lumilu Foundation grants, they ask you, it's just about you talking with your partner or your partner that you are going for this grant, so that he or she is aware, and then you represent the company since you are like a co-founder. So you pick yes there. Then so what is your job title? Founder, CEO, director. So you pick. Do you work full-time or part-time on this business? You select, and then here is where the main thing is. Tell us about your business. So tell us about your business. You talk about, nowadays people. I used to tell a lot of people that stories. People connect more with stories. Find a way to inject story into how you write anything, even about yourself or about your business. So you might want to just keep it short, not tell too much or go in too much detail, but at least find a way to connect a story. Maybe a story about how you started your business. For example, if I'm being asked to talk about the Grandmaster Africa, I'll say, I'll just write something around the story about how a lot of persons come to me to help them fill some of these applications, and some of them come to me to help them write their business plans. And actually, I did those things for free initially. And when I just saw that, okay, we have a lot of business persons, they're having challenges with this, and it inhibits them from getting grants, from actually positioning their business well and solving the problem they want to solve. So why can't I just go into it fully and try as much as possible to help as much persons as possible to do this, so as to help them grow their business and advance their cause. So that is why I started. So, and it's a good story. It connects, just find a way to wrap up a story, connect a story to your business. And by that, if your business is registered, you can register, you can talk about, give your registration number, the CAC number, or if you are from other countries, what registration number your country, your business, corporate affairs, or whatever you call it, uses to assign to your business. So you talk about the business, talk in detail. You can see here they don't give any word limit, maybe 400, 500 words. You have to just talk about it in general. So what is your unique selling point? What is your unique selling point? Today, people talk about Amazon as being like the king in the market because the wealth they amass and the kind of profit they make. And when it is Amazon is being analyzed, is seeing that their customer service is top notch. I bought books on Amazon severally, and I'll buy a book and the book will not arrive. Maybe the book does not arrive on time, and I'll complain to the customer care, and you see the manner in which they would approach it. And sometimes they will even send new books. They will send new books, and the other book that got on, maybe it may be with the Night Post or whichever courier company is handling it, would come, and that means I'm having two books. They will still be glad to tell you, keep the two books. Now tell me, how will I not advertise that kind of business to my friend? Buy from this. And in marketing, word of mouth is the best, because if you look at yourself, your phone, your gadgets, how many of the reviews do you read? Probably your friend tells you, this gadget is good, you buy it, or you find you saw a lot of persons using it. That means a kind of assertion that this thing is good. So let me also buy it. So oftentimes your impression to your customer. So do you have top-notch customer service? Is your unique selling point in your technology? Maybe with just one click, I will get my food. Like in 30 minutes, I'll get my food at home. If I order from your restaurant, I'll get my food still warm or hot, whichever one I want it, and in just 30 minutes or in 1 hour. So that could be your own selling point, and while you are unique. So if you have your business plan, you will have thought out this, because it will be in your SWOT analysis, what is your strength, your weakness, your opportunity and threat. You will have known your unique selling point, and from your business model canvas also, you have your unique selling point. So what problems does this solve? So what problem does this solve in your niche? So you have to tell. So this is second to the last elevator pitch. Sell your business to an investor in 1 minute. They call it elevator pitch because if you are climbing, if you're in an elevator, it probably takes you just 1 minute to reach your floor, wherever you're going. So if you have a chance to say with Aliko Dangote, and it gives you the chance to ask him anything or tell him about your business, what will you say? What will you say? So it's actually a way to help you refine yourself. This is where a lot of persons fail, because you have that thing is full in your head. And how will you summarize all those offerings your business have, all those values your business provides in just 1 minute, in just 60 seconds? It's somehow crazy. So, but with practice, as Tinu said, if you practice, do it severally, you get over it. So how many employees do you have? 1 to 5. What's your annual turnover? Less than $1 million, 1 million to 4 million. And what plans do you have for your business in next year? So what plans do you have for your business in next year? In 2021, what goals do you have for your business? This is where you want to highlight them. By January, we are to acquire maybe 2 more staff. Why? So as for them to do so and so. By March, we will have gathered 500 new customers based on our technology, which is based on our fast and fast and easy applications where people can order, let's say for an example, restaurant can order their foods, and you want to list how you want to use, what plan do you have for your business next year, and that is where you want to even inject that you need more fund to, you need this fund to be able to do that, or to even do more. So if ordinarily by March or April next year you would have gathered more, let's say 500 new customers, but you can just say, with our projections, if you have extra fund, let's say around 1 million naira or 2 million naira, we'll be able to improve that. We'll be able to double the number of customer base and improve on our efficiency. So these are some of the things you want to go through. So do you have an Access Bank account? If you have an Access Bank account in your name or in your business name, so you want to write it here. So please tell us how do you hear, or how you heard about this program. So you select that. Do you have a website for your business? If you have, you put yes, and you put your website address here. So input the link to your business, okay, your social link, Instagram, Facebook. They want to also do their own due diligence. So do you have an Instagram account? Do you have a Facebook account? They want to check, is your business legit? So if selected, will you be able to attend the MBA training in Lagos? Yes. If no, why? So read, accept, decline. So you can save or you submit immediately. But I advise, if you finish this, first and foremost, save. If it's not 14th of August yet, so also has to go through it the second time or the third time to ensure that you write, you've done your best, and maybe probably you give someone to help you give it a second eye, so that you have the best application. So this is just what the application looks like, and after you submit this, then they'll send you a mail of confirmation, and subsequently they'll select if you're part of those that will move on to the next stage. You will be notified via your mail. So Tinu, are you still there? Okay. Thank you very much. Someone is asking. Hello.
Sorry, my
Okay. So someone is asking, is the application still on? Yes, the application is still on. It closes on the 14th of August. It closes on the 14th of August. So you still have enough. You still have like 2 weeks to do your writings, to get those sections right, to get it answered. You can just take 1 day. Just about myself, just 1 day, maybe tomorrow or Monday or Sunday. Just write about yourself, go over it, edit, and do about myself. The next day, write about your business, or take 2 days. By the time you finish, in just maybe 1 week, you'll be able to revise this and go over it. So, Tinu, thank you very much for your session, and I know.
Thank you.
I know if some of our audience, if they have, some of you have questions to ask, you can actually send it to the mail I sent to you. Send your mail to grandmasterafrica@gmail.com, or you can even connect with Tinu on social media, or on Instagram, Facebook, and maybe LinkedIn. I'm sure she would be glad to share with. I don't know if Tinu has some resources to share with our people, so that they can have something to go to as a guide.
One of the most helpful platforms was YouTube. I watched so many YouTube videos about pitching, about how to answer questions about your business. So by the time you hear from multiple sources, you're able to sift through the information that is important to you. So YouTube is a very, very useful resource.
Okay. So aside this, I would be, I think at the end of this section, we are, let's say 9 minutes above 6. I'll be compiling some resources I feel it will help you with your applications, and I'll be sending it to you to your mail so that you can go through it. And some of them will be on pitching and how to craft about your business, about yourself, and what to answer there. So I don't know if anyone has a question to ask before we round up. If you have a question, you can unmute yourself and just ask. Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. I'm Dr. Tinuade Okebukola. I'm a physiotherapist too.
You're welcome, ma.
So
this is the kingdom of physiotherapy.
I want to thank the. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh yes, actually. Thank you, Jimo, for putting this together.
You're welcome.
To know you are great as well.
Thank you very much.
A lot of people don't like being open about their path to success. I appreciate what you've done. And then if one wants to connect Tinu directly, how can we contact her? No details. And Jimo, how do we contact you? Your email we already have, but we don't have Tinu's. So
okay, Tinu, can you just drop your profile, your social media handles on the chat box?
Okay,
I'll still.
Okay.
I think Instagram is you can mention. I think I still know the Instagram.
Instagram is at physiocraftNg. I'm typing it also.
Okay.
I'm typing it in the group chat. My Instagram is physiocraftNg. You can also find me on LinkedIn. My full name is Tinuade Olarewaju Okebukola. I'm on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is better for me than Facebook. If you follow Physiocraft or Physiotinu is also my personal handle on Instagram. So either the Physiocraft handle or Physiotinu or my LinkedIn page, Tinuade Olarewaju Okebukola. You can reach me on any of those ones.
Okay. So
thank you. Please, I dropped my phone number. Tinu, please, can you just send me a message on this number so that I'll have your number? I know you don't want to drop it on the chat room. I'm not an Instagram person, really. Thank you.
If you're on LinkedIn, you can easily connect with them. Okay, Tinu has that. So if you
I'm on all these platforms, but I'm not active.
If you also want to reach out for any assistance in this regard, you can reach me at Grantmaster, the mail I sent to you, grantmasterafrica@gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you.
Africa@gmail.com.
Yes.
Or you send a mail directly to me at ibrahim@grantmasterafrica.com.
All right.
So and then you can also go to the website to reach out to me or to see some of the tools or resources we have at www.grantmasterafrica.com. I'll be sending out a mail probably tomorrow to get some of the resources I said I will send, and I'll be putting Tinu's social handles and mine also, so that we can get to put our best in this application, and hopefully we're going to come out successful. So I don't want us to feel discouraged at all. Sometimes you may feel out of 30,000 persons, they want to pick, even if they want to pick one person, why do you have to limit yourself? So sometimes we play a kind of dirty mind game with ourselves, and don't let me even try. And if you don't try, you've already failed. So who told you you're not going to be to come out as a winner? I know of a scholarship that they were looking for application, and the only person that applied, it's not our application was top notch or very brilliant or so, but she was the only person that took her time to submit the application. And it gave them no choice because she was the only one that applied, and she was chosen. So sometimes you don't play yourself down by they want to pick 5, they want to pick 10 out of how many of us that are applying. So who told you you won't be the one that will be among the 10? So that is the mindset we should use to take into this, so as to enable us to put our best and hope for the best from it. Even if you don't win, it's a learning process. For you to sit down and write a pitch, it's not easy. You revise and revise and revise, and it helps you better yourself. You will have prepared how to speak to someone, how to summarize all that your big idea and solution in just 1 minute. And by the time you perfect that, you can stand in the front of anybody, and any opportunity that comes to you, you will just find it very handful. And that would be that it will just be like, thank God I practiced this thing earlier on. So thank you very much for the session. I must appreciate for accepting to do this even with a short time. I approached just 3 days ago, I think 3 days ago, to come and do this, and she has actually taken her time to come and share with the wonderful people here. I must say a big thank you to her, and for every one of us for showing up onto this platform. So there are still more opportunities, and I think we have a Telegram channel where we send in some of the resources and grant opportunities for people to pick which of the grants schemes or which of the grant institutions or applications actually align with their business or with their goal. So you can join the Grantmaster Africa Telegram channel. I would send that also in the mail we'll be receiving. So thank you very much, and can we all just say thank you to Tinu for coming on to the show tonight, this evening, to share with us. Let's just say thank you to her.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right then. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye. Tinu.